And now, without interrupting it this time...
Good times, good times.
I forget if there was like some order to that notes. But anyway.
Anyway, greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and several miscellanea. I'm Hyper Voice Acting.
And I'm currently suffering an earthquake here in California.
And I'm currently lost in Vertigo.
Quick apologies if you see a bit of shakiness on this video. That's kind of an issue on my end. When I uploaded this raw, I for some reason decided to hit this button that YouTube has where it goes, hey, we can improve this video if you want, and I'm like, sure, and I figured it'd just be something like, getting rid of the borders on the side, but apparently it has its own agenda.
Never trust YouTube with that shit.
And I'm saying, don't worry, because if you're the one editing this, then you can just select it. You can just select not to do it when you upload the final version with our commentaries, and no issue.
Well, that's why I'm going to make sure that Steve just sends me his initial raw, so we don't have to look at this. And you folks at home don't have to look at us looking at earthquakes all the time.
Here. This is the original voice actor?
No, this is actually Billy West.
Oh. Did not know Billy West could do good Bugs. I know Billy West does Porky, didn't know he also did Bugs.
He does Bugs more than he does Porky. For those of you that don't know, Billy West did the voice of Bugs in Space Jam, this game obviously, and a few other miscellaneous Looney Tunes stuff, like Bah Humduck.
Yeah, Billy West he does quite a few voices for Looney Tunes.
Yep. The one Looney Tune I know he voices very consistently is Elmer Fudd.
Does he do him? Is he one of the voice actors in the new Looney Tunes?
Yes, he is still voicing Elmer in that.
Woo!
Or was, because I think that show's been over for about a year or two.
Man, has it already been that long?
As far as I know, yeah.
I can remember like it was yesterday when the Looney Tunes show was still a big thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's for the right or wrong reasons is obviously your own interpretation.
Now, if I can just say one thing about Bugs, or Billy West's portrayal of Bugs in this game, I would say this is definitely not him at his absolute prime, because I kind of have a bit of a issue with this portrayal. It just feels really forced.
Someone just explain to me what's going on at the moment.
Okay, we were kind of busy talking about other stuff, but while Bugs is once again searching for Pismo Beach, he comes across a time machine, and it accidentally catapults him into this place known as Nowhere. And he visits this sorcerer named Merlin, who is voiced by Jess Harnell, and he offers Bugs help to try to find his way back into the present.
He doesn't look like a villain at all.
No, he does not.
He's actually not a villain.
Oh, dang, he totally has...
He's not evil, he's just crooked in all the right places.
Okay.
I don't blame you for thinking that, though. I think this particular design is actually used as a villain in a few cartoons, but in this instance, he's actually just Bugs' help through the time stream.
Okay.
Yeah, long tutorial is
boy.
long.
Oh.
Poof.
These are essentially this game's equivalent to the Power Stars in Super Mario 64. You collect these to unlock different levels and eventually different eras. There are 5 different eras in this game, and I'm only going to show off... Technically, I show off 2, but I'm only going to show off a main level of 1 of them. The other 2 are just boss fights.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And each era has a different corresponding villain to go with it. The first one we're about to go to, the Stone Age, is Elmer Fudd, but then you also have the medieval times with Witch Hazel, the pirate years with Yosemite Sam, it was either 1930s or 40s with Rocky and Muggsy, and then you have Dimension X with Marvin the Martian.
I see.
Sounds about right.
I don't immediately think of Yosemite Sam when I think pirates, though.
Yosemite Sam is pretty much like the most versatile when it comes to occupations, whether it be a pirate or a Viking.
A cowboy.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, made a wrong turn it out.
I shouldn't have taken that wrong turn down at Albuquerque.
Dang, I was
Well, we
about to
talked
make
over
that-
it, so I guess someone had to say it.
Yep.
Well, it's Bugs Bunny, you kind of have to expect it at some point.
Obviously. That's like his catchphrase.
Essentially.
Thank goodness we know how to pilot this thing.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. And I'm just taking a minute to show off, this is how you get to the different eras, but obviously, as you can tell, you need certain amounts of MacGuffins to get into each era. The Stone Age is the only one you can get to right off the bat.
Okay.
And this is where each era has its own hub world where you can access each of the levels. Each level is represented by one of these rabbit holes. If you dive down into it, you go into the level.
Oh my.
That totally doesn't look like a still from an old cartoon.
I think that was the angle they were going for, to be honest.
Well, they did a pretty good job, I'll give them that much.
Hey, what's up, Doc? Wabbit.
Nope.
Oh.
Denied.
Yep. And now we're going to the first real level of this game.
Yay.
Dinosaur
Up
Mountain.
again.
Couldn't be any more clever there, game.
Yep, since I skipped the tutorial, I guess I can go ahead and take this opportunity to talk about some of the controls. You press, obviously, X button is to jump. You press the circle button, or was it the square button? One of those two, to do a kick attack. While you're running, you press the L1 button, no, the R1 button to roll, which can also be used as an attack. If you hold down the, I think it's circle that you do this for. If you hold down the circle button, you can tiptoe, but if you use it in the air, you can activate your helicopter ears to land safely onto, like, fragile platforms and whatnot.
Unfortunately, you cannot use that for actually hovering to other places. You only just as a safe descent. Which kind of blows in my honest opinion.
Yeah, because once you start hovering, you can't control where Bugs moves.
So what is the difference between the... Oh.
I'm trying to take this opportunity to show that enemies can be flattened by anvils that are in the air, but for some reason this guy didn't get flattened.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's your only way of harming an enemy?
Oh!
No, you can also jump on them and kick them.
Oh. Okay. So now, what's the difference between gold carrots and normal carrots?
The normal carrots, if you collect a normal carrot, they will refill your health by a bit, as you probably noticed. The gold carrots are another form of MacGuffin. They are also used to open up new levels.
Ah.
So they're pretty much the notes from Banjo-Kazooie.
Very much so, yeah.
So
By the way, don't
clocks
touch the
open
cactus.
So
Don't worry, I don't touch the cactus.
So I'm trying to think. So
Good.
clocks open up worlds, while the golden carrots open up levels in the worlds.
Both of them open up levels, but only the clocks will open up worlds.
Okay. Well,
Makes
I
sense.
suppose Donkey Kong 64 had a more complicated collection thing, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything more complex than a standard Mario 64 clone.
Yeah.
Hey, these are all the rage back then.
As far as clones are concerned, this isn't too bad. Although I will agree that the controls are a little iffy.
Yeah, that's something I kind of had to come to grips to when I went back and re-recorded this. I don't think the controls have really aged too well, because for me it's kind of hard to really do precision platforming as well as I could back in the day.
Well,
only
that's
asking
childhoods for you. Always lying to you in the end.
Now, I'm
Yeah.
only asking this because I have played platformers that treat it like this. Does Bugs control like Mario, or does he control like a tank?
He's definitely not a tank. It's more between the two. It is more like Mario, but not like exactly like Mario 64, like other platformers at the time.
Okay. Oh.
And thankfully, he is not a tank because I'm not particularly fond of tank platformers. That's one of the reasons why I was never really able to get into Croc.
Yeah, same here. I'm not a big fan of tank.
That is one game I do need to show off for the channel at one point or another.
It's like, it's definitely a really charming game. It's just that for me, it's really hard to get accustomed to tank controls for a platformer game.
Makes sense. That makes sense. But hey, I'll take Croc over freaking Bubsy.
Oh, definitely.
True point.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Whoops.
yeah, that's what I kind of mean when it comes to the platforming in this game. It's like, I keep forgetting that sometimes my jump doesn't really go as far as I think it would.
Right.
Oh yeah, by the way, go ahead, Steve.
I was about to say, that thing we passed right here, that hat, it's supposed to be a checkpoint, but if you go up to it and press the R1 button, you can also use it as a place to save your game.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Ow.
There we go.
Yeah, don't get used to the clocks being this easy to obtain in this game. Later on in the game, they'll be a lot more spread out and hidden than they are here.
Are all levels consistently linear, or are they more exploration-based?
Most of them are linear.
Yeah, some of them do allow a bit of exploration. It really kind of depends on the level itself, but for the most part, they're particularly linear.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, before I forget, this game did get a sequel for the PS1, which also starred Taz.
Time Busters.
Which, I'm gonna be honest, compared to this, kind of blows. Like, not to say it's
haven't really gotten it. Sorry.
Not to say that it's bad, it's just that it's boring as fuck.
Yeah, I can't really say I agree or disagree because I've never played it for myself. I've always been tempted to go out and try it for myself, but if it's really nothing to go out of your way for, then I guess I won't really bother.
The only real positive I can give it is that it does have a co-op mode where you can control both Bugs and Taz at the same time. Other than that, you're not missing a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
That,
it
and I
50 or
do...
100 carats.
Sorry.
I was saying, is it 50 or 100 carats to a full life?
I don't... Oh, that's something I kind of glanced over it real quick. You have to tiptoe past this pterodactyl in order to get to the goal. The goal of every level is symbolized by a hole in the ground. Kind of like the entrances to the levels.
Okay, because I was going to say, this is not a new level, this is still part of level 1.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this is all level 1 in a sense. And just to get a bit into that, some of the levels are decently paced, but there are other levels. To me, the worst offender would probably be the second level, where some of the levels drag on a little longer than they really need to.
Gotcha.
So,
and for me, it was especially painful for the second level because, you know, again, it's the second level.
So back to question asking earlier, do you collect 50 carats or 100 carats for the extra life?
I don't think there are lives in this game.
No, yeah, there are no lives. You have unlimited lives in this game.
So what's the point of carrot collection then and tallying a value by
health replenishment.
But beyond that, because I'm aware it's health, you know, kind of like, you know, in Mario 64, coins would give you health. I'm wondering what is the purpose of tallying them up then, if their main purpose in the game is exclusively just a health power-up?
Actually, if you do collect 99, I want to say there's one of these in every hub world, but if you collect 99 carats, you can spend them all to unlock a gold carrot.
Ah, okay, so they are currency then for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, you can see it right there. That hovering golden carrot. If you collect 99 regular carrots, you can be able to get that.
Okay, sorry. Then that answers my question. Thank you.
That's fine.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
More on that.
Let me save your position.
Yeah, after you beat a level, you automatically have a chance to save your game.
Is this one of those games you have to earn your right to save?
Somewhat. And now we're about to enter the first boss fight in the game, which very much suffers from first boss-itis, in that it is...
Piss easy.
Yeah.
Well, dude, he was an enemy in the first level.
Well, that's actually something you will have to expect with this game. You actually will be able to see a lot of these, I'll just call them antagonist tunes throughout the level as well. Like Elmer's one of them, Witch Hazel's another one. But, yeah. Gotta dust your pants off real quick, then...
You don't need to feel their bugs.
No, he was just dusting off the pants. And this is pretty much all you do for the boss fight. You lure Elmer into a hole, and rinse and repeat.
Don't forget your golden carrots there, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I pick him up after I beat the boss.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, jeez.
Ow! Yeah, that's what happens when we fail to get into the hole. Or just dive right into the ground.
Yeah.
Alright, I was gonna say, I was worried that they would vanish after a while.
Oh no, they're always there. Like I said, this is pathetically easy.
Clearly.
But like I was trying to say before we got interrupted by the boss fight, every time you complete a level, you listen closely to what Merlin says when you come back, because depending on what he says is an indication on whether or not you collect everything in the world. Like right here, if you listen...
Great. Just perfect. You have completed this level.
That's what he says if you've collected every collectible that's in the level. If you fail to collect every single collectible, he'll go, "Good, but you left some stuff behind you."
Interesting.
Bye. Yeah, goodbye, Moyle.
I do kind of like that they take the time to have those little indicators.
So is that all of the Stone Age world done?
Nope.
No, you unlock more levels. I just unlocked enough to unlock the next era.
Oh, okay.
The Pirate Era.
Arr.
Yep. Obviously, we're not going to show it off in the level, but that glowing panel you saw back there, later on in the game, you can acquire power-ups in a sense, where if you stand on those panels and say magic words, different stuff will happen. Like, Bugs will have, like, a really high jump, or he will summon a bird to carry him somewhere, stuff like that.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
This here's mine. Come back here, you mangy.
Okay, in this situation, Bugs just kind of brought this on himself. This is no longer just
Pretty much.
he's being this is no longer he's being hunted because he's a rabbit. He's being hunted because he just stole from something.
Well, who said he was going to steal it? He was just going to look at it.
So, straight to kicking Yosemite Sam's bum.
Yay,
Yep.
boss time.
But, by the way, real quick thing I want to point out about Yosemite Sam in this game. Time Busters fixes that, but for Lost in Time, instead of having, like, an actual voice actor, all of Yosemite Sam's clips are just archive clips of Mel Blanc.
Oh, like just from the comic? Not the comics, the cartoons?
Yep.
Interesting.
And it's like, on the one hand, I don't mind it too much because, you know, Mel Blanc, but I am kind of curious as to why they never took the time to get a voice actor for Sam, because I'm pretty sure Maurice LaMarche wasn't terribly busy at this time.
Well, not to say that. Well, not to say that it's too glaring, because the voice samples fit well enough for the situation.
I know, but for me it's kind of glaring with Sam because there's not really too many clips he says. In fact, Fire and Come Back Here are the only real pieces of dialogue he has in this game. Everything else is just like chuckles or exclamations and whatnot.
Oh, please don't tell me that means now... Oh, okay, I thought his health was gonna go back like in Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, don't worry, you don't have to worry about any of that.
You know, that
That's
does
very
remind me a little
forgiving.
bit of, have you guys ever played the video game adaptation of Looney Tunes Back into Action?
Yeah.
I have actually. I owned it for a few years.
Yeah, I remember in
played
that
that
game
demo or
specifically, Bugs couldn't swim. You needed Daffy for swimming segments.
Because he's a duck.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
homie
yeah, that was...
Powerball.
I actually really enjoyed that game. In fact, if I still had it... I was about to say if I still had that game, I probably would record it for us, but alas I don't.
I remember when I was a kid, the very, like the opening segment where you got, like, the Warner Brothers sign, that scared the piss out of me.
Oh, right, that. With the dramatic music and everything.
Yeah,
They
really,
used
it's like-
the trailers for the movie as well.
Really?
Well, for
Well-
Back in Action, at least.
Well, after a while I got used to it, but the first time it just legitimately terrified me. Like, I thought, oh god, is the world gonna end or what?
Yeah, this ain't your grandpa's Looney Tunes.
No, this is
So,
Back
this
in
is-
Action, which kind of blows.
So this is very
forgiving
forgiving of them to have it set up like this. Where
Yeah, but it's
where
a licensed game. You kind of have to expect stuff like that.
his pattern loops
Mm-hmm.
as if like right now he's being treated as if you were as if you'd never even damaged him, and now he's well gone.
Yep. Just real quick before the video ends, I kind of want to go back to what James was saying. What James was saying about Back in Action. You clearly said you didn't like it all that much.
What, the game or the movie? I just hear that the movie kind of tanked. I never watched the whole thing myself.
I haven't really heard, like, outright blasphemous things about the movie. I just know that it's kind of one of those not wonderful but not terrible things either. For my money, I think it handled a few aspects better than Space Jam did, but on the whole, I find both films to be equally average.
Behind you.
Ah,
The Big Banquet for All.
the mobster
Yep.
years.
Save your position.
Which we're not going to see because this is the end of the video.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh.
goodbye, Moyle.
Well, that's it for this, Docs. I can't do a Bugs impression for the life of me.
Yeah, not me neither.
Don't worry, it's a very hard... What?
I was about to say, Logan's better than mine, that's for sure.
We did our-
Dumbass.
I just wanted to show off you can do that.
Well, that's it for Bugs Bunny's Lost in Time. I am JamesmanXtreme.
I'm Lucky Jack 20.
And I'm Hyper Voice Acting.
Bye-bye!
That's all, folks.
See you later.